Good morning, crypto fam, and welcome back to the Coin Kings channel. I am your host, Down to Crypto TA. What a beautiful day we had yesterday. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I am really starting to get better. I'm trying at least to get better. Um, Let me just say, if you trusted me yesterday, you shouldn't have. But we got it. We got it right. We got it right. We made a strong call yesterday for a nice, beautiful pump to the upside. And we believed, or at least I believed that if we held this little pivot, right? If we held this little top right here, what was gonna happen? That's all I said. I said it 2 days in a row. If we just hold this, if we just hold this line, then kaboom. We had two targets in here. We had a 618 and we had a 1-to-1 target in here. And I went in yesterday and I did update our setup in here. Um, if you took this one, which I actually ended up entering in on this one right here myself, just because the wick came in a little bit more aggressive. But the golden pocket was also in here, and I just figured, okay, people will probably believe in that a lot more than me putting my trend line on the little wick over here. But this was really it. This was a mean reversion. Now, in Elliott wave coming back to 618, it's still a good. It's still valid. It's still valid. Um, and it was at a mean, and so that's the biggest thing for me. It included a mean reversion with it. If it was not a mean reversion, then I would think something different myself. I would think I'm off. But it was also a mean reversion on the 4-hour time frame, which is what we were measuring this pivot to, was the mean reversion for the 4-hour time frame, saying that this was the line in the sand. And if we held this right here, then we could at least come up either for that golden pocket tap or for that 1-to-1 rejection and put in a 5 waiver right here. So I'm still adamant that this is a 5 wave regardless. Even if I had to recount it, it helped. It worked. So everything looks really good for Bitcoin. Those were the two short setups in here too. The golden pocket or the 1-to-1 were the two short setups in here. So the way we did it yesterday for our 1-to-1 was from this low to this high. I'm sorry, to this high right here. And then it had to be pulled down to this low right here. And you can see our 1-to-1 sitting right here at 72,371. And right now we're just below. We did a sweep of liquidity, of course, from this pivot over here. But that was it right there. So now I'm eyeballing our next target up. And this is only after we get our move down. You can kind of see it sitting up there now. We are inside of this triangle formation. This is how I plotted it out for the 1-hour time frame a couple of days back, last week or something like that was when I did this like this. So I was also kind of using this right here too as a guide for myself. I actually had it originally. I had it sitting on, I think it was that top right there. But yesterday I was like, we so bullish. We're so bullish. Let me just prop that up a little bit more in here. So if you're in the short, and this is I don't know how well it's going to work out. I did go back in X last night and say take some profits because we're probably just going to consolidate. We're so far from the mean. We're probably not going to get a significant retracement in here, and you don't want that. So I had a short setup for here, and I said here, I said I favored this one right here a lot more because I wanted us to be able to get that bullish divergence. We have exaggerated right now. And I said, this one right here means we're doing something different, which actually we are doing something different. When I zoom out and look at the higher time frames, they all look really, really good. It looks really, really good on the higher time frame. So I am expecting, oh, let me apologize. I got some noise in the background there. I am expecting for us to continue this move to the upside. I have a measured target in here just based on the breakout of this rising structure right here, because we did break it to the upside. Um, Now, this is the target. This may not be in line with what I have on that 1 hour time frame, but it is just to say I am expecting for us to go up higher. Right now, a little bit of a correction won't hurt, and that could be what we're about to get. I'm be looking for a retracement back into about the 382 or the 50%. See how that goes for us. That's what I'll be watching for on stream with you guys today. So we should not come, if this is still going to continue to be respected here, we likely, I need to move this. So I'm going to set this. Actually, I'm going to move this into here. And this will change. And then if it does, I won't raise this up more. I'd probably look at wherever the point is on the green is next. But right now, I know that I'm watching for this high in here to hold as support. If we are to get a move, if we get that solid move back here to the downside, I'm going to be looking for that. At that point, I will just invalidate this measure move right here, but it still doesn't change what I'm looking at to the upside. Okay, it still doesn't change that at all. But this, I mean, when I say the time frames are looking really nice, the time frames are looking really, really nice. They are looking really good. Now the daily was really my thing. Yeah, the daily has really been my thing. Like daily's looking wonderful. We are a little top right here, just slightly above the point. I'm sorry, the value area high, just slightly above that value area high, but we are a little topped in here right now. Just looking for that slight correction in here, and then, like I said, looking for us to break out of here. And you all know what happens if we get above. It's not this point right here. This one right here really doesn't matter. The most that this right here could do is actually validate a counter trend on the weekly time frame. Because like I said, we don't actually have a counter trend on the weekly time frame. This could give us a counter trend on the weekly time frame. Because right now we only have one true pivot on the weekly time frame. What we have to get above is right here. So we have to get above this high right here. If we're above this high right here, which is also the lows down here, if we're trading above this, then it's on. It's on. It's on. That's all I can say. It's on if that happens. But I hope everybody had a wonderful trading day. I really, really, really hope everyone had a wonderful trading day. Let's see if we can't keep this thing rocking and rolling. Oil had a spill off yesterday. Quite the spill off yesterday. Oh yeah, I did. I entered the let me just say that too, because I did take the short. I've already taken profit on that short position. Like I said, because we were stalemate in here. We're so far from we popped so far from the mean that it really was nothing left for us to do but to go sideways. And that was it. So as for me and the short position that I had, and I just opened a new one. Waking up this morning, I decided to open a smaller size position. Um, so not as much, just a smaller size position. Uh, Hold on here. So that's where I entered and I did my exit on my short. It's right there. And then I just re-entered waking up this morning. Um because I moved the rest of it to stop me out actually. But this is where I just re-entered at. So lower than I was yesterday for sure. But it's okay. It's a smaller position size than I had yesterday. The um the 15-minute time frame, you know, because of how huge this candle is, you can just expect bullish divergence and continuation grinding. I mean, really, that's what you're gonna get in here. That's what you're gonna get. Um, right here, you can see we tapped also into because we talked about this too. Like we could see some sort of reaction here at the VWAP, which we also tapped that VWAP right there yesterday. But like I said, once you get above here, um, then the market is basically, at least from the monthly time frame, especially if we hold that on the monthly close, because every time we cross back above the mean on the monthly time frame, we continue our trend higher. That means that we would be above here at some point in time. That's what that represents. It doesn't mean you can't come up above this, retrace, and then continue higher. It doesn't mean that. But typically on that monthly time frame, once we get above that, then we do continue our trend up higher. We're not above that right now. So um, no biggies, but that was also part of that rejection yesterday, that VWAP right there, where we rejected that before, which you can see right here. Okay. Now this looks amazing. This looks really, really, really good. And what do you have? You have bullish divvies. You have a bullish divvy, a bullish divergence right here. This is exactly how I was explaining it to you yesterday when this signal line right here, this red one right here is sitting down low when the indicator oscillator comes above it and comes back, it comes in as a back test on that. That's exactly what we saw yesterday. But using the accelerated signal instead, so it's usually some sort of a support for it. And so we do have bullish divergence right here on the weekly time frame, and we're pushing up. And then once we get above here, you can expect some sort of a candle that's going to catch you off guard to the upside. Once we push above this orange line right here, do expect some sort of a fast move to the upside that's going to catch people off guard if that happens. Okay, looking really nice in here also on the RSI. Same situation on the RSI, where you can see we broke above the momentum line here. We back tested that momentum line, and we're getting the push to the upside here on the weekly time frame also. So that looks absolutely amazing there. I like that time frame. I also like the 2-week chart. I looked at the 2-week charts. I looked at this 2-week chart here, and what I liked about the 2-week chart was the QTD. So it's showing how we're holding within the range and we're not breaking down. So I do like that here, and you can see it right here. You can see how we tapped the low of the dynamic cloud here, and we're holding within the range. Now, once this pushes through, it's already actually slightly up above it. So we're looking really nice in here. It's showing us holding inside this cloud, and then we just we get that pushback up and out. And you can see how well we have respected it, with the exception of this right here. But if you pay attention to anything outside of price action, just look at that line right there. So I like the 2-week chart as well. This is the fast signal right here. And you can see we have a monthly buy signal in here right now. And like I was saying to you, if we take this out right here, then we're back above and we're back inside here. We're back. We'll be back. Like this part right here is purple. It's just purple alone. So we have a ways to go before it really makes a difference. I don't want to just, trade the purple, but purple is usually the indication of up, but I don't just want to trade the purple. I do want us to be back above the mean. So we need to secure, we need to do that, which again is going to be price action, trading above this green line, this mother bar right here. If just the mother bar, we need to be trading above the mother bar right there for that to happen. As we covered that yesterday, that is simply, you look at this, we're off from that right now. We're really off from that right now, but that's what I'm really looking for. It doesn't mean that it's not already trending higher, but that's what I want to see right there. If you stuck to the original setup, this would have been this was the original setup that we had, was this right here. Much cleaner entry, but I did decide to move that yesterday. But this was the original setup that we had. And this was this setup right here. And we shared, it was on stream yesterday too, of course, but this was our original setup right here. We had this first one over here, and then we had this one right here. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then of course, last night, not, or whatever time it was yesterday, I threw out these two, but we had this on stream yesterday. I just actually posted on it. I was looking at this one, and then of course the one right there at the 1-to-1. So this is the one right now. That's the one that I took last night, and that's also yeah. I just leave it at that. Okay. I can feel my PC is starting to lag a little bit. So I know I won't be able to stay here too long today. But what I'm looking at, I put it on the 1 hour time frame in here. Same thing. It's going to be the same thing. Because on a larger scale, if we come down, if we get a retracement back into, let's say here, I will still be banking on the 4 hour to give us that. Because I know that the 1 hour mean is slightly up above here. And it could be that we don't come in to see, but this makes more sense to me right here. But I can see that we're above here in terms of these two. This would be a TP1 for me, even though it would just be tapping these lows on the new short position that I just opened. That's going to be a TP1. And then TP2 is going to be the mean reversion right here. So we're still, I actually wouldn't expect for us to do that much, unless we're putting in some bullish divergence in here. That would be the only thing. Mhm. Yeah, we could. We still could. I might need to, let me see. I don't think I can use this as the floor anymore. Yeah, I don't think I could use this as the floor anymore. So I'm gonna take that away. Yeah, I'm gonna take that away. I don't think I can use that as the floor anymore. I don't think I have a good floor. I don't have a good floor. I'm gonna have to wait for a pivot in here and have a trend, and then I can reassess this. But I don't really have a floor anymore. Um, uh, Not from here. I don't. Um, I wouldn't want to use this again. I saw myself doing this yesterday with oil, and I didn't like it. But either back here, this is what I'm actually looking for. If we retrace right here, this is what this is drawn off of, us retracing into here and then getting the bounce up. And then, you know, in between this eye right here, up here is what I'd be looking for. And actually, let me move this up. Let me see how I did that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move this up. I do like to put it on the body, but for the sake of today, I'm gonna take it off the body. Today, tomorrow, whatever. I'm gonna take it off the body for that reason. Undo this one. Put it up. So maybe we do just put in a lower high. Interesting, right? Maybe we do just come up here, sweep this, and still have a lower high. And then all the bears. If you feel embarrassed, and it's okay. Um, we roll back down. So I'll do it like that. I'm going to leave that like it is. We have the previous day high here to tell us where that high is. And if you need to draw that out, this right here, then that's going from this low to this high to this low. Let me click on it. I'm sorry, that high, I'm sorry, forgive me. This low to this high. And I just pulled it into this box right here because that's what I'm trying to project. So I just pulled it into this box right here. So right here is 70,068.33 right here. That's what I'm using. Let's take a look at oil while Bitcoin is still holding it down over here. Oh yeah, I don't know if did you see that? You probably didn't. Right here. So this is how we've tapped out a few times here too on the on this daily. It's right here. As soon as we tap here, we reject. I want to see this start to move. It may not, but this is a good way of saying price comes up and taps into the lower part of the dynamic cloud and sees a rejection unless this cloud starts to move. And then I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh, guys. We're about to moon. We're about to moon. All right. So yeah, it's either gonna the scale is either gonna tap here and reject, or price is gonna come up and it's gonna tap there and reject, something like that. That lines up with what I'm looking at over there on that 1-hour time frame, just, for reference. Um, I was about to say something, I can't remember what it was. Rough day today. Yeah, I can't even remember what it was. I just had it in my head. Huh. Um, dang, that's such a brain fart right now. Such a sticky situation. It's like that 1 hour. To me, it looks like the 1 hour just wants to push back up here one more time, and the 4 hour looks like it's right. It wants to go ahead and give that correction, at least down into here. That's what it looks like to me. Let's just draw a fib from that low to this high and see if that lines up with anything in here too, because this fib is actually drawn from the low. Uh, okay, so that lines up with about a 50% right here. Just a 382 right here. That's a 50 right there. Um, and this isn't a fib. This is looking at the high there and the high here, but I know that it matches pretty close with this. It doesn't match pretty close. Hold on. Oh, let me change my settings. That would be, let me change my settings. All right. Now let me do this. Yeah, even with me changing my settings, it looks at that. And not this high. I'm still watching this high right here. Still watching this high right here. But this is an alternate support level right in here. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what it is I have done, and I can't really figure it out. Let me move over here and talk about oil a little bit because oil looks like it's about to get that move back up. So I was posting on oil yesterday. This is what I was saying about oil in the floor yesterday, because this had been the floor right here for that, and that had been the floor right here. We did come down below this yesterday, but all we have to do is reclaim back above it. I was telling you yesterday that this looked just like Bitcoin before Bitcoin got the breakdown. I mean, exactly like Bitcoin before Bitcoin got the breakdown. And I'm not going to say much in my tweets, but obviously this rising up in here, I did pull a fib on it, a fib extension on this. Just zooming out to a higher time frame just to see what those tops look like over here. And that was it right there. And then the breakdown happened yesterday. I was thinking that we were going to hold here because when we tapped into here, this matched up with the floor, but we actually broke through the floor. So now all we need to do is see a reclaim back above here. I left these other lines in here because this could be the rejection point. It could come back in, come back up, maybe tap into this VWAP right here. I was about to delete all of this part up above, But I decided to leave it in here, give it a chance. So we broke through. We came back down here to this support level right here. So you can see how we held support over here a few times. So we could come back up, either come back in, either reject right here or come back in and reject somewhere in here around this VWAP right here. But once it recovers above here, then I could say we could actually, let's just look at let me see, because you have that oil. Yeah, that would be easy for it to come back and do something like right in here. Let's see if that resistance is resistance again, right in here. Yep, right in here. But you can see how we had the divergence right through here as well. So there was divergence in here as well. But yeah, toppy, got toppy right here. You could tell. I don't care about a tweet or whatever. You could tell that it was toppy right here with that little rising structure there and that breakdown. And my tweet was very basic on this. I didn't tell you whether it was going to go up or whether it was going to go down. I didn't tell you any of that, but you can follow along and see that, that's basically, and we, like I said, we looked at this yesterday, very, very, very Bitcoiny, very Bitcoiny. I mean, that's the exact same structure. Like, are they flip flopping places? Are they switching places with each other? You think I have a majestic voice? Well, I am sick, but I really appreciate it. So kind of you. Thank you. But yes, yeah, that was that. But yeah, I really thought that it was gonna hold here, and then it just kept pushing down. I was like, okay, so maybe VWAP then, but it needs to reclaim there before you jump into it. If you didn't, I mean, if you didn't do something like this right here, because I mean, it could continue. It invalidate all of this once it closes below this low right here. But right now, you do have bullish divergence through here because it's not below this low, which is why I'm expecting for it to reclaim and at least come back up into this resistance level that was in here and then come down. Unless we get a new tweet today. Since those do matter, they do matter. I heard that I didn't watch the chart last night, but SPY, because I know we were talking about this, and I said that maybe it comes back to here, comes back to this VWAP, but it's above that VWAP right now. It is hitting the top side of our resistance level in here right now. So this is what we talked about yesterday. And last week, we talked about the potential of this being an inverse head and shoulders, but we were still holding down resistance right here. And now we're just at the top side of our resistance here, just above this VWAP right now. I turned the rest of the sessions off, or the bands off to the upside. I just wanted to focus on the VWAP and these three lower ones right here. But yeah, clear resistance, but we'll see what happens. It's a nice move. Nice move. Nice inverse head and shoulders play right here too. I still never did take an entry here off of SPY. I know we went through a couple of other charts. I looked at my Amazon position that I'm in, and I saw how much I was up on that. But I still have my lower targets in mind. I do still have my lower targets in mind. So we're just coming back into, let me put it on 24 hours so I can see this a little bit better. Okay, so I only have that set up to show it from this time frame. I don't know why I only have that set to show up from this time frame, but I do. Okay. Now, this is one of our resistance levels right here. We'll see. We push through, then we could have a double bottom and we get above here. Then I guess, what I got for Amazon is all I'm going to have to work with on Amazon. Um, Let me look at a couple of other ones while I'm waiting on Bitcoin to, yeah, it's going down a little bit more. I'll let you know as soon as we come into that TP1 that I'm looking at over there for Biddy. Let me see. I'm put it on 24 hours, so it seems a little less. Let me see what direction I'm going in. Amazon. Look at Google. I guess Google's like, you're not gonna get that position you were thinking you was gonna get. You're not gonna get that position you were thinking you was gonna get. What was that? Oh, hmm. Oh, this happened yesterday. That happened yesterday. So that's up 337. That's at 337. I'm still gonna hold out and bank on something a little bit more. That was the 337. So it's if it holds, let's see, 2 4. It must have been from the monthly. Yeah. So that's our monthly 337. So I guess it just dropped in a little bit more to hit our mean reversion right there for our 337. Um, I'm still gonna bank on something more like this right here, which will probably change over time. I am looking to buy some at a better cost if I can get it. If I don't, then it's just one that I don't mess with. Uber, double bottom. Anyway, Bitcoin here. Make sure I keep my eyes on oil too, though. I saw gold. Remember yesterday, I said to you that the longer it goes sideways right there, you can tell it's gonna pop. Because first of all, it looked pretty decent. Ever since it had got that first rejection, but the way that it was holding right here, I was like, if it keeps holding right here, then it's going to pop back up. So we came back into the resistance right here and we saw a rejection. I combed through these yesterday before I went to sleep just to see if everything was just simply rejecting at a resistance level. So oil simply rejected at a resistance level. Bitcoin simply pushed into a resistance level. Um, and then, you know, gold came back and pushed into the resistance level. I looked at silver. Silver didn't push into the resistance, which would be right here. That's what I had laid out for silver. Um, this did. Initially, I saw it rejecting, but it's gotten above that resistance level in here now. So I guess everything that I was looking for in here, I'm gonna have to wait and see if any of that's gonna happen right now. Platinum is the one that I said I like, but I was only gonna buy platinum if it came down a little bit lower. But platinum looks like a monster right now. I really like platinum. Over all of them, platinum is the one that looks really, really good to me. And that's what I've been saying. Like that one looks really good, but in order for me to mess with it, I just need to have it come down a little bit more, and it didn't, so I had to leave it alone. But yeah, gold is simply back at the resistance, which is this one right here. Until it, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Until it actually gets the until it actually breaks back above here. But yeah, it was just holding in here. And it looked really good anyway. It looked really good in my opinion, just looking at it from here. This is usually bullish right here. That's typically bullish anyway. It looks like you have the bear divs, but because this is rolling down, you're actually putting in bullish divergence. So if you can see that right there, like you see right through here, the lows on the indicator, and then the highs in price action, it only thrusts as bullish divergence when that rollover like that happens. It's just looking for the follow through. That's all. Until we get that follow through. Yeah. So another long is really going to be the thing. And I cut my long. I think I cut the long that I took yesterday. I cut it off right here. I'm still in a long position, of course, but I had opened the long here, like I said to you. I opened the long right here, and then I cut it around that 618 because I really wanted that golden pocket to be it. But we, of course, aggressively kept pushing. But I was like, it's okay. I still have one open. I just wanted to secure some profits on that one. So the long from this yesterday. See, AVAX is back up a bit in here. So the long yesterday, right here, the original setup. And then I cut it as we came up here into that golden pocket. I cut it there. Mm. Mm. See what else there is. So AVAX insisting that it's actually breaking this. It insists that it is. Again, we talked about this AVAX chart, and I told you this is the only one that I'm willing to take the risk on right now. Is AVAX. I got a little bit more faith in the AVAX move, even though it hasn't given me a reason to actually trust it 100%. Um, so I'm back in the green here on the AVAX setup. We don't have volume confirmation in here, not from a weekly standpoint, which is what I'm basing my long position off of. Of course, again, if you weren't here, we are back at accumulation zone here for AVAX. You can see how we bounce from this zone on two occasions. I wouldn't say many, but it is a zone where we've seen huge reactions take place for AVAX, and we're back here now. Having taken that October 10th wick here, um, each time that we did come down here to this zone, we put in a squeeze. We can see that squeeze from the green in here. So that lime green color, you see, that means that there's some compression happening for an explosive move. Typically, when it's like that green is to the upside. It can run on for a while. Sometimes you will have it run on, but this right here, this was an ending triangle right here. So um, it will vary. And we had some, like I was saying, we had some good volume. Actually, that's downside volume right there. But we had some good volume each time through here. So this is the volume through here above with the breakout above the trend line here. Again, over here, we had some good volume right here with the breakout above the trend line right here. And just even some of the smaller ones in here. We did get above the blue line right here, so it wasn't significant, but it was above average on the breakout above the trend line. And then the same situation right here above the blue line here, which is the average on volume. We had some decent volume right there. So now we're breaking it, and you can see that we have below average volume right here. This is the only thing I don't like about it, but it is one that I'm willing to take a risk on right now. Volume will start to show up a little later on a weekly time frame, but it could, we should still be seeing it. We should still be seeing some sort of rise out of it, and we don't have that. The other thing that I was looking at was this in here. So, for what it's worth, and I'm trying to train myself to not look at it that way, which is why you can get analysis paralysis from indicators. I'm having to train myself because I just did this indicator a couple of days ago. I'm trying to train myself to not look at this, see the red or see the green and be like, okay, we're about to reverse, or see the green and be like, we're about to reverse, because it indicates that we're bearish. Of course, we've hit a tipping point where it could accelerate more, is what I have to train myself to think about. But every time I see it, it's like, no, we're coming into some exhaustion, and we're going to see a reversal. Like over here, okay, we're coming into some exhaustion. We're going to see a pump to the upside, but nothing in here has changed. We still have these red bars through here. And same thing over here. So I'm having to really, really, really train myself to be like, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. But again, you'll see it here, and you'll see it on the other ones that I have covered with you too. We are holding the floor in here for AVAX. We are holding the floor right here on the RSI, looking like an inverse head and shoulders, the same way Bitcoin looks like an inverse head and shoulder right here. And then, of course, good old PayPay, which I haven't, and I'm not going to enter a position on PayPay just yet. I love it. I'm going to wait for I need the volume confirmation or something, but we're at the trend line now for PayPay. I'm trying to be patient with PayPay, and I am gonna be patient with PayPay. I'm not gonna buy it yet, but it looks prime. It does. It does look prime. It really does, but I just can't. I can't just yet because I don't want it to fail and then go against me again. Subpar, sub volume in here, like sub volume. So I don't know, but I know it's trying. I mean, I could have bought that. I can't. I can't. This is the other one I really think is going to break out. Um, Algo is a good prime example of how I want that volume to look. I want it to look just like this. Nice squeeze it had when it got the breakout with the nice volume. I need for the other ones to look exactly like that. And of course, like we said, Algo held the floor. I have Algo on spot. I don't have Algo as a leverage trade. So, and I'm actually down on Algo. It was actually my first time buying it too. Because I didn't buy it down here. I bought it based on something else. A couple of, I think I may have bought it. I don't know. Maybe I bought it over here and I just never took profit on it or something. Yeah, I think I bought it over here and I never took profit on it. So it ended up rolling back down and I didn't look at it anymore. I didn't really care because I said I was going to buy some more, but I didn't buy anymore. And now I'm not going to buy anymore because I'm going to have to see that pullback first. But you definitely are coming to some resistance here at the lows right here. I know I was talking about the mean when I posted on it, like good place to take some profit on it was going to be right here at the mean reversion here at 1283. And then I said again right here at 1598. I don't think that we've ever tapped whatever I had put in there on the tweet that I put out. I think we ever had tapped that. So after that happens and I see the correction, then I'll look at buying, adding to the position that I have for it. But yeah, it was actually right here where I saw this and I bought some on spot for the long hold, and I said I was going to buy more and I decided not to. For whatever reason, I think I was bummed out about investing more into crypto, and I still feel the same way with the exception of AVAX and then Polkadot, of course, which is I said I will not enter a position on Polkadot until Polkadot gets above here. That's like a 40-cent difference. I know. So I'd be way off trying to make my decision to get in on Polkadot. But for me, I'm not willing to buy a dot down here. Look at dot. It was down here at 123. I'm just not willing to take a chance on dot. Sit here and roll over on me for the continuation to the downside. But I like it. I don't like the subpar volume in here at all. I do not like that subpar volume at all in here. So once I see some volume kick in, I'll consider it even if it's not above here, but I got to see some volume come in first, and then I'll make a choice on getting into it. But I think this is going to be another one right here. Looks exactly the same. See, I don't want to deal with this on dot. I just don't want to deal with this on dot. But again, it looks like an inverse head and shoulder for the break to the upside here on it. Now you get a better risk to reward on this one, no doubt about it. If you're just looking at this, Already you can see you would get a better risk to reward, but I need for it to break through here first. At least here I'd be above what would have been my TP1. So this will be TP1 right here at the value area. I'm sorry, at the point of control, that will be a TP1. And then above that, wherever this mean lands at the time, that's Caspa. Okay, Banana Republic. Um, it will be right here. Actually, I don't have to do that. Let me see. That's nice. This is the first time Cost has actually gotten a squeeze because Cost, oh nice. Oh yeah. It still got that subpar volume though. I'm gonna need for that volume to change, but yeah, I'm gonna need that volume to change. And this looks like another one. I don't know. Altcoins might be back, baby. Altcoins might be back. But yeah, this subpar volume, it's just hitting the first TP that I would have considered in here. Second one is gonna be right there at 540 right there. So it's just waiting to get that breakout. You are holding support through here. This is pretty decent right here. So nice squeeze. Love the squeeze. This looks good. Actually, I just do it like that. This looks really good. Yeah, you do still want to see that volume though, because you're gonna put in a bear div, just like the other ones that I looked at. You end up putting in a bear div without that volume coming in. But this looks really good. It's a great place to start owning it. Great place to start owning it to look for the break. This is just a fast break right here. But great place to start owning. COSPA, in my opinion, not financial advice, but great place to start owning it to look for that break to the upside in here. Um, like I said, first take profit always needs to be like your mean reversion because you can roll back down after a mean reversion, but your first take profit would generally be would be that, and then afterwards, and you can look for it to push higher. I would consider the lows that are through here though. Um, Let me look at a monthly time frame. Yeah, very far extended from it. You definitely have this one to look at to take profit off of right here. But need to see that volume change. It may have done five waves. I'm just going to try this from the line chart. Did we have too many wicks? Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to try it from the line chart since there were a lot of wicks in here on it. Let me just see. I don't like the wicks. Let me see if I have to change that. Still didn't do a 618 or anything like that. Still didn't do a 1.618, but still looks like 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It still looks like 5 waves though. Still want to see that volume come in. Without that volume, I still think it's a great place to pick some up. I do want to see that volume. See that high right there, some sort of resistance right there. I'm not going to draw out a whole bunch of lines on it. So if you did fall back, I'm going to change that because that one's a little bit lower. Slightly lower. If you did fall back, you probably fall back into here if you don't get a breakout with volume. But overall, I think that this looks really, really nice right here. So this could continue to do this till it ends and then get the pop outside. So and just watch that. I like this chart though. I like it. I just want to see that volume. Let's see if you also have the squeeze on the Bollinger in here. This is a oscillator Bollinger that has a squeeze on it right now. And here, yeah, some low volatility in here. 20 SMAs there. So yeah, you could still continue this little bing bonging in between here before you actually see the breakout with some volume, but this looks good. It looks good. Spot for spot hold. Would I leverage trade it? I wouldn't. Nice chart. Good morning, Y Crypto YT. How are you, my friend? We made it. We made it. I'll put this in my watch. I like this. This is a Mexi chart though. Let me know if it was a different chart that you need to look at, but I like this. It could get my money on spot. It could, after it breaks out though. Only after it does that for me. Dang, that was pretty. That was pretty. Yeah. It can get my money. Either it breaks out and it can get my money, or it comes down here again and then it can get my money. But I like it. I love it. I love it. Switch that and put it right there though. I love it. Let's see if that makes sense for it though. Yeah. I'll come back and talk about this one tomorrow. I'm gonna have to finish mapping it out and be able to give you some realistic targets on it. But I like it. Thank you for bringing it up. So we're still just bouncing around in here on Bitcoin. Like I said, the 1 hour looks like it could do one more move to the upside in here. 4 hour looks like it wants to. Um, 4 hour looks like it wants to correct down. Again, target is going to be here. Target one, what I'm looking for is for this high in here to hold in here. Just to here. And then the second one would be right here for a bouncing continuation up. See if we don't break out of here. It may not be today. It could be a couple of days out before we see this. But target is going to be here at the golden pocket extension, or that 1-to-1 extension there for Bitcoin. I feel like I'm slowly fading. I just took some more cold medicine. At 1 hour left on this 4 hour, I can see where we're at on this 4 hour. Um, see how much it changes in here. Oh, you're welcome, Banana Republic. Thank you so much. Oh, you're trying to accumulate 1 meal. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a nice goal and some nice returns on that. That's really nice. Thank you for highlighting that chart to me. Wow. Yeah, Casa is a good one. You know, everybody when people start back talking about it once it starts pumping again. You know, everybody's kind of silent on it right now because it's not. But it's not performing like it was in the beginning. But that's what happens when you get the massive pump the way Cost did. Once you do get the correction, it's a harsh correction. And so it'll be when everybody starts talking about it, you're probably gonna have a top. But right now, it looks really nice. It looks really nice. In fact, I think it's exactly where it's supposed to be too on the retracement. It's probably something like a 782. I'm gonna go back over there and check it in a second. Um, well, that's probably what it has done. Talked about it back in the day because of the round and top formation. I remember talking about it back then. Let me turn this volume off for a sec here. I don't even know if this is the best chart for it. I think this was what I was using back then too, though. Okay, so just below the 786 here. Let's see. 0.886 retracement. Not one that I typically would go with, but it's still very very useful. But yeah, I think it may have bottom right there. It may have just bottom right there. Only way to know for sure though is if we do break up. But I admire the chart. I do admire the chart. You know what we were talking about with Bitcoin yesterday, and then I saw Capo. Capo did a tweet. It's very similar to mine's. My points I think were a little bit. I mean, it's no point. But like we were saying here on Bitcoin, which I think that 1 hour, like I said, is trying to push it back up in here. Like I said on Bitcoin, like for all the things that we're looking for that match with that prior lows, we're disregarding the things that actually do. We're talking about how we haven't um, dropped a certain percent. Like we haven't done that. We're looking at the fractals. We're doing all of that. But one thing that has remained true for Bitcoin is Bitcoin has held prior highs. That is a fact that it has held prior highs. And if we're just focusing on the fact that it held prior highs, that we could already have a 5 waiver in whatever correction in. Like it's possible. Like there are a lot of possibilities. Sure, we can continue down. Absolutely, we know we can do all of that. It's a chart, but the high is holding. And like I said, when we look at it, I base it on that, and I base it on this. Like this is my zone for me right here of the high. This is my zone, perfect tap right there. I base it on that. We look at over here, same this low right here, same situation. Um, I'm on a 2 week chart. Let me get my behind off the 2 week chart. Let me fix this. It'll be the same thing though. But yeah. No, I don't want that. I didn't know that it does that. Whatever that was, it just popped up. But yeah, perfect tap. And then we look over here, same thing. You have where we initially tried to hold at, which was here, and then where we held at, which is here. And maybe that's the case now. Maybe this is our original trying to hold, and then we come in and hold this one. Since everybody wants this one right here, everybody seems to want this one right here. But right now, that's what's holding. And we've had no closure below. No closure below it. Which we were like that right here. We had no closure below it. But if it does, I mean, this is what the masses want right here. This one. Oh yeah, and let me put it on a different chart because let's just see. Let me put it on the index. It's longer. I can definitely see BTC bottoming mid 50Ks, but I'd be surprised if it dropped below 50K. We'll see what happens though. Yeah, Banana Republic. I totally concur. I concur. So max pain is that's the first max pain anyway. You can see that first max pain right there, which is exactly what I was talking about right here. The masses, let me take away this. But the masses will want that. So that's marked for a max pain. That's a max pain one right there. And then, of course, like I said, what we're doing right now, well, we're not getting a closure below here. We don't have a closure below there. And then what we're holding at is our perfect tap right there at this high. So these two highs over here is what's given. And then this, of course, I'm going to dash this one out. This is what everybody's looking for. Something like this right here. Bitcoin doesn't tend to hold lows, it tends to hold highs. But let's put this one back in here. So this one from our original attempt here into what we actually did, which is there. There. So we don't come down and hold this right here. We don't hold this. That's just not what we've ever done. We always come back to our top and we hold that as support. Let's push a little bit further in here. Don't really have one right here on this end, but let's just do it. Because we don't really have did I put that at the right spot? No, I didn't. We don't really have one right in here. It would have been this and we didn't have anything through here. I'll probably have to zoom out to a different chart, but we didn't really have one right there. So we don't have a lot to go off of in here. I'm not gonna be able to get that right. And then we got that little gap in there. I'm not gonna be able to put that on there. It's gonna be difficult for me. But it's typically a high. Got enough information to say it's typically the high. But coming down and holding something like this, you continuing to break structure. If you're looking for Bitcoin to come back to this low, you're looking for it to come back into the low down here and hold the lower support. You're really just breaking into let's see, I would have did this one and this one right here on this situation. I would have did that and I would have looked at this one. Now this did come down to a prior pivot, a little small pivot low right here. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So maybe. Can always be wrong. Can always be wrong. But I know this is kind of like what a lot of people are looking at, something like that. And maybe we wedge our way down through there for that. Right now, I'm waiting to see if we get this breakout out of this channel right here. And then, of course, the final max pain is sitting down here. I don't really have anything down here per se. I don't, but And I think we, no, not that. It's gonna be hard for me to find that like that. Um, Let me see. We're at where we typically come back up from right here. And we're not supposed to be below this low right here, which lines up with what I was just saying. Like, I know that this is what everybody wants right here. Last time we did pivot, like I said, this was supposed to have been the original low, right through here, right here. That was supposed to have been the original low right through here, but we did pivot in a little bit more than anticipated. But back here into the green zone right here, this is where we tend to reverse at. That's what we reverse at. So, and I've covered this, but this is our reversal zone right here, or the place where you want to start buying it at. It's right there. And that's what we reverse every time. You just return back into this little green right here. So, if nothing else, it's definitely where you want to start buying at. I still haven't bought spot, just I've just been leverage trading it. But this is where it comes to where you want to start buying at right here. But yeah, we should. I mean, there is a measured move again off of this right here that states that it could do 40. I haven't. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do something like that or not. I'm just taking it day by day. And if it goes down, I'll be looking to long it. If it comes up, I'm looking to short it. So I've just been taking my time with it. I have my plan, and I'm just playing my plans on the short moves in here, keeping in mind, what the bigger narrative is. But yeah, all the time frames look pretty good though. That 1 hour is still holding up really, really good, real good. Um, and I feel like that 1 hour is gonna pop this price back up. Um, yeah, take out that high again. That's what I feel like with the 1 hour. Is it still holding support? And that's what's bothering me with the 1 hour. 4 hours just holding steady. It looks a bit more bearish than the 1 hour, but it's 15 minute. The 1 hour still looks really, really good. Still holding support in here, even though you can see like we're flipping a little bit in here, but it's still holding support really well through here. A little flaggy situation. I might want to cut this size back a little bit more. It's really not even worth the risk, to be honest, when I look at it. I mean, that's okay. Possible 2%, something like that. Maybe 3 if I'm lucky. It's really not worth the risk. It really isn't when it looks like it just wants to pop up out of here. Everything reads is holding support. Right here. It's holding here for now. If it flips down, I'll get what I'm looking for. But right now it's holding. Let me see. But if it flips down, I'll get what I'm looking for. And then right here, same thing. Right here. And it just looks like it wants to pop back up here, put in a bear div. Because I don't have anything to connect here. And again, I don't think that I can use this another time. Maybe I could with the drop and a reclaim on it, but I need something more like this right now. I need something like this. And then see it come back up and then break below. Because right now it's holding the momentum. It's holding. And I could do like we did over here because we had this cutting through here, but I don't know. So we had it like this. For the breakdown here, I could do something like that just to make sure we're getting that follow through. But I really prefer, because it could chop through here for a while long. I really don't have anything right now because I don't have anything right now. We are slightly below that point of control right now. Ever so slightly below it. Hopefully it'll hold us down. I mean, we're slightly below it right here too. I think that this is going to be maybe not as thorough in a little bit. I know we had let me delete that. I'm just going to pull the fib over here on this side, but on the other one, I've already showed you what I'm looking for, which is basically just to hold on, turn that on. It's hard for me to tell it from there. Okay, now I can see it better, what I'm looking for. I know the masses will probably look for something more like a golden pocket retracement. So if it were to be that, then I guess I would want to look to come below that golden pocket somewhat, which is going to be beyond what I'm looking at on the, I think it was beyond, it might have been on point. I'd be looking for something like that. I don't want this stop to be too much. Maybe this is 60. For me personally, I would have to slim my position with, I mean, that's a large stop loss for me. And then I would see us. I mean, it would be worth it. If I'm looking for that top to be taken, it would be worth it. It's a huge risk to reward right there. Let's see. I need a little bit more data to come in though, but it would be something similar to that. This hamburger right here is really nice. It's a good hamburger. Or bun, top bun, lower bun. Yeah. And here's the meat. Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like that. We'll see. But I could see the masses looking at something like that, being how extended we really were here on the 15-minute on the RSI. Because I know that we were pretty up here, like at 89, 90 probably. I think we hit like 90 again before we rejected. It's pretty high. We could chop a while to come down and do something like that. Today'll be the day. Michael Saylor. BTC hit 50K. I would have no choice but to buy a song like Michael Saylor, right? I mean, do what big money does. I mean, it's really worth buying where it is right now. But yeah, 50K has always, for me personally, 50K has always been like the fair value for me for Bitcoin for some reason. I've always felt like that's just been fair value for it. I was gonna say today will be the day where I don't look at this because like I said before, this was the original setup right here. We come back, we hold here, we hold here. I mean, that was like a ace entry, in my opinion, an A plus entry right there. But then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go with psychology and do the golden pocket, which was a worse setup for people to enter on. Still a good still a good entry, but I moved it up to here instead of keeping it right here. So it was, it's not a big difference, but it's an A plus right there and it's an A minus right here. Both are A setups, and I moved it up right here for the psychological reasons. Today would be the day where it actually probably does. Let's see, maybe do this right here instead. I'm going to be watching both of these though. I'm going to be watching for the area in here up into this low right here for that. And then the second one to be right in here. If we get it right now. Yeah. So it'll be that, or it'll be, for me personally, my entry would be this. Not exactly going to be the fib for me. It's too clean of a tap for the fib. So it would be, uh-oh. And just see how we look when we come down. Yeah. It'll have to be that. Or that. It's about to be 8 o'clock, guys. I didn't think I was gonna make it to 8, but that's my plan. That's gonna be my plan. Right now, if we're getting this move down, and all of that keeps us. Yeah, all of that would confirm with the would line up with the 4 hour, because really I'm basing everything off of the 4 hour. So 4 hour looks corrective. 1 hour looks like it's trying to just, pop back up here one more time. I'm really scared in my position. I'm not gonna lie. And today, for some reason, I am. And that's what I'm gonna look for. And hopefully, it goes that way. Where did Asia end? I think Asia session ended. Yeah, that was when we broke momentum right here. Right here was really good. We flipped right there. For the original entry that after we came into that 1-to-1, the original entry. And this is what I said I'm looking for on the 1 hour time frame. I at least want to see something like this right here, so I can, be a little bit more clean with it. It was this right here. But we got above this high, so it's slightly different. Hold on, let me change this. I put the hammer on it. I've been using that one instead. Let me put that one. But then I know that we're gonna dance around. I know that we're gonna dance around unless we're killing momentum. So that was the second option in here for me after coming into that 1-to-1 to make that decision to go ahead and take that entry into it. Like I said yesterday, I wasn't looking to degen into anything yesterday. So this just lets me know, okay, we're breaking momentum a little bit, but we're so high up that all we can do basically now is consolidate, because this is going to start resetting super fast to a point of just bullish divergence. So you just go sideways. And so that was dang, only 2 people actually saw that. That's funny. When I came in and I said, I would go ahead and take some profits on it because we're so far from the mean, just consolidation more than likely in here, and that's all we've done since then. But you could tell that because we came up relatively strong at a 90. Yeah, you're only gonna put in some bullish divergence, which will either just send you down sideways, most likely send you sideways, because it's gonna take a lot to invalidate. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot. It have to be some sort of a rug pull to fall through here without, putting in bull divs. And as long as you're putting in bullish divergence on this move because of how high we were, yeah, you just go sideways. So I understood that. Still doing it now. Like I said, resetting really fast over here. So none of this really, really, really matters. That's why I moved my stop loss, my original entry. And like I said, before I started this stream, I re-entered. Not feeling the most comfortable, but I re-entered. Because right now, let me move this. You know, we have the squeeze. We're in between 1 and 2. In between 1 and 2 right now with low volatility. So in between 1 and 2 right here with the low volatility right here. So expansion coming. Expansion coming. One and the 4 hour will both cross up, but that 1 hour, it's a little bit of a pickle again. I feel a little funny about the 1 hour, but they're both going to cross up where we will be expecting that move down. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Even if it does one of these right here first, let's just say it doesn't take out that high. Even if it does one of these first, and then gets that move back down into here, whether it be here or here, and then let me just, because it's over there in the corner, and then come back up, whether it be something like that right there, which it could be. It could happen something just like that. Well, where it might respect the first one, and then you get the initial pop up, you're feeling good, and then it rejects and it comes back in. So be prepared to take some profit off the table to lock something in, just in case on that. A lot of people will be wanting to get that deeper retracement. It might be that, and then price action continues up and out through here, but. Yeah, it could happen like that first. I just know that we're starting to squeeze on the 1 and 4 hour also, and the way that it's set up, how I identify it, it would indicate to the downside. But yeah, just know it could do it like that. Just looking at that 1 hour, it could do it like that, and then come down. And nothing like getting chopped up, that's for sure. Hopefully it's not worse than what I'm thinking. I hope it don't do. I hope it don't do like that first. I hope it's not worse than what I'm thinking. Yeah. Hmm. Could be. Hmm. I know one thing. You only do this in a bullish environment. I want you to notice the last couple of times how strong the RSI has gotten. I'm always saying don't look at it like it's overbought when it's up here like that, or look at it like it's oversold down there. It's called a relative strength index. So it tells you how strong we are, which is where a lot of people get it wrong. Like when you break above, mine is always set to 80. Mine is always set to 80. But when you're pushing outside of that, that's where you get your strongest moves from. No lie, because it's called a relative strength index. It's not called an oversold or overbought index. It's called relative strength. So when you're pushing outside of that, like it's showing you how strong the move is, not go short me. It's not what it's suggesting. So when you're pushing outside of that, that's where your strongest move comes in from because it's a relative strength indicator. When you're doing that, that's where your strong move comes in at. Now, after you've done this, the next time you come up, you'll likely put in bearish divergence and you're going to roll over. But the initial time when you do it, and I've back tested this plenty, the initial time when you do it, you don't want to fade that. You don't want to fade it. Fade it on the comeback because when it comes back, then it's not going to come in as strong. And you'll get the bear div. But when you push out like that, please believe. I don't think that we did that again in here, but yeah, we haven't really did it again. But this is yeah this is bull market stuff right here. These highs on this RSI, this is bull market stuff. It's not bear market moves, which is weird. Maybe it's just a lot to do with political tensions. So I love and appreciate you. I feel like I need to lay back down. I really feel like I need to lay back down, but this is just sort of like what I'd be watching for. Again, the 1 hour is speculative right now because it is holding support. It's holding support, and we're slowly grinding in here. Like we want to get one more attempted move back up before we have that corrective move that's not just sideways grinding. So I'll be looking for and I'm gonna stay focused on more like the 1 hour time frame as opposed to the 15-minute time frame so I can see things a little bit clearer. Um, Basically that and this right here is what I'll be watching for on the chart in terms of the correction. And then I would look for continuation to the upside. Uh, unless unless like I said, the 4 hour looks a little bit more bearish. Less that 4 hour doesn't hold on the retracement down this time, which you can clearly see. Unless it doesn't hold on another test down here. If it doesn't hold on another test down here, then um, mm, I know that this was how I pulled the fee up right here. It's from the low to the high. Um, and here I'm not looking at that. That's what I'm looking at. The 382 to the 50. That's what I'm looking at. And then I'm assuming I'm assuming this. Let's just say if that's the one. I'm assuming that So I'm assuming that it's here for how this measures out. And I did put that over here on this breakout. I just moved it to the side so I'm not staring at a line in between my candlestick. Since this did break to the upside, usually I don't like to see, price action fall back into a pattern. If it even was one, it probably wasn't one. But if it is, of course, I'm looking at that. And then the one-to-one would be coming back to our channel line right here. So this would be our one-to-one. So that's what I'm assuming on this right here, that perhaps it is a lot. That perhaps it's a larger 5-wave structure. That it's like this. And then you'll have this, or you'll have this back to the top, to the top of the channel right here. So maybe something extended. Maybe get a reaction in here and then extend up. But this is my mindset right now. That's what I'm thinking. And I like to always tell people I'm not an Elliotician. I'm not. It's not something that I tend to focus on. So in hindsight, we wouldn't be able to do this one. If we do this, then it'll invalidate this idea. I mean, I'm saying hindsight, just looking at it now, I would be wrong to say we would do this. If we do this, and that's not what we're doing. We're not doing a 5-wave move up, because we wouldn't be able to come in this deep, because we would violate this right here. So we need to hold here. So the long would have to be here. And let's just say it doesn't come all the way down into that 382, because it doesn't have to. 236 and 382 are also very awesome fit retracements. So if I'm banking on that, I have to get rid of that, and I have to look more so at something like this, which comes back around the top side of this. I'm looking for something a little bit more pulled in. So yeah, it'll have to be something like this. It can't be the other thing. So forgive me, and thank goodness that I took a pause to actually really look at it. It would have to be something like that. It can't come further. It can't. It can't come further. If it does, then I know I'm all wrong. Again, I'm not an Elliotician, but it's my plan. I'm going to stick to that plan because it is valid. It's valid. If it wasn't valid, I wouldn't say it. It's valid. So can't do this. Has to be this or this. So let me just take my little happy behind right back over here. Do away with that. Actually, I'm just gonna hide it, because even if it does, I don't care. Maybe it's 3 waves, and we can still get to that top ascending trend line up there. So yeah, I have to focus on this right here instead, which is, not much. That's why I said it's not really worth the risk. Now, if we push up some more, okay, okay, maybe we push up some more. I don't, 1 hour might want to, but yeah, this is it. And I have to go. I'm pretty sure somebody who knows what the heck they're talking about when it comes to Elliot to be able to tell you that. I just stick to what I can see. I don't want to do a lot of guessing. Just what I can see is all I want to do. I can't guess too much. I mean, everything is a probability. Everything's probability, but I'm not gonna take it to through a whole bunch of scenarios. This is it. This is it. This is the plan, and this is what I'm gonna play. So this is what I'm gonna play. So maybe that's it. And then I'll come back some other time and tell you how much larger it is. That'd be equivalent to me, looking at, it's a hot mess. I know it is. That was that. This was what we were looking at um, prior. I said either this is my argument. This was my argument the other day was this. It had to hold here. Like we gotta hold this. We gotta hold this. We hold this. We gravy. We gravy, and we're going up. And I had someone here who I appreciate their input was like, no way we going back up there. Way. And I kept saying, hey, as long as we hold here and we don't come down to here, we can go up. We can come up to here or to here. And so those were the two setups you saw on the chart yesterday. The one here, which is what I really wanted to do, was to pause out around this trend line right here, which also would have been a value area high, but it didn't do that. And I said, I really don't want this one right here because I know we're doing something different if we do this one right here. But lucky for me, I am still holding on to a long position. So that's what we got. But a larger 5 could be in play. All right. Love you. Appreciate you. It's 8 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your day. That's the plan. Plan updates. I will post it on X. I am down to Crypto TA. This is the Coin Kings channel. You can also follow the Coin King at the Coin King, spelled with a D as in diamond, A as in alpha, over on X also. Hopefully at some point, I'll start to, diversify where I'm streaming at and diversify where I'm providing information at. Also for some of the other stuff that I look at, like the stock market and things like that. And please, if you're ever here again, and I hope that you are, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Let me know what's out there that I can look at. In terms of tokens, I really right now, for me personally, I really think focusing on higher time frames is going to be the best bet when it comes to your altcoins. So if your higher time frame is giving you some sort of bullish narrative, that's really where you want to be focused at. You focus on the lower time frames, you can get chopped up, but focusing on those higher time frames is what's going to make a difference with the altcoins right now. But a lot of them are looking really good. It looks like we have bottom on several altcoins. No, I haven't looked at total 3 in a while, so I will come back with total 3 tomorrow. Right now, yeah, we're not getting that reclaim over here on oil. So let's see if Bitcoin. We're not getting that reclaim here on oil. I'm gonna watch this one right here. This is a 23.12 right here. See if we're going to dip below this one and then come back up. It looks like this floor is done right here. I mean, unless it holds this VWAP right here and then eventually comes back up. So see if it won't do that. Otherwise, oil might be in a little bit of a pickle right now. See what's happening through here though. These did slant down, so momentum is declining in here on oil. Not being able to get back above there. Let me put it on the 15-minute time frame. Let me see a little bit more in here on it. Yeah, it look like I'm putting in some bearish divergence in here too. Of course, it would be because it rolled over super quick. Even though it did have a squeeze in here, it sort of it not sort of it did fail, probably because it's putting in some bearish divergence or something. Yeah, so I can see right here the bearish climb through here. Uh, they're just gonna buy this thing back up and prepare for the next 2 weeks, or maybe even earlier than that. That's all they're gonna do through here. But I think I think the point of control was through here somewhere. Last time I looked at it the other day. Yeah, so it's below the point of control right now. Value area low is right in here. So you see about this, if it takes out this low right here, see about it holding up right here around 87.59, something like that. See if it holds through here. I mean, really, you want to see momentum shift and come back up. So want to see some sort of relative strength come in. I'm more focused on here than not, but this is quickly declining. I know it was super high the other day. It was still looking pretty decent in my opinion, but yeah, it's really declining. Really declining. It's not bad yet. Yet. It's not bad yet, but yeah, it's bad enough. I mean, anybody looking at this chart is like, this looks terrible. And yeah, Bitcoin is doing the complete opposite of oil. So Bitcoin is pushing back up here. It is pushing back up here. Yeah, they're just it's rotating with oil, which is amazing. And it didn't peep that until yesterday. I mean, this is exactly the same as Bitcoin. Exactly the same. Let's see, USDT dominance. Uh-oh. Hold on. I mean, it's at support, but at the end of the day, we're still gonna be looking for this to break down. And Bitcoin look good as heck. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Bitcoin looks good. Bitcoin looks good. I'm gonna need for oil to stop selling off right now. if I want, if I want Bitcoin to do anything, I'm gonna need for oil to simmer down. Simmer down, oil. Simmer down. Yeah. All right. See you tomorrow morning. Love and appreciate y'all.